Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and today over on the Traci Redesigns blog, we are scraplifting Nikki. This is the layout I have chosen. Nikki is known as @Prim&Planning on Instagram, and I will have all of her social media links down below for you so that you can check her out and follow her beautiful work. And so this is the layout I will be creating. I have pretty much scraplifted her layout element by element, even down to the background pattern paper. And so you can see that here where I recreated the background pattern paper that she used. Hers is from Coco Daisy, and it was a ledger type pattern with florals in on both corners. And so I brought in florals onto this background plaid. These are within the Hygge Winter collection and the Hygge Seasons collection. Of course, I will have links to those down below. And then, of course, she used a photo of herself in the snow. I've used a photo of our daughter Asher in the snow. And then a couple of elements that I printed out to add as the hybrid portion of this layout. And I'm loving this idea right now of building a background pattern paper and then adding your printed elements on top. And so this is where I'm going to begin my process. Nikki had her photo is, I estimated it to be about 3 by 4 inches. And, that seems to be a good size for 12 by 12 pages to give you enough space around to add your titles and other ephemera and your journaling. And so that's what I'm going to do now. So one thing that Nikki had done that I kind of did the opposite of was she included 2 journaling blocks on her original layout. And kudos to her, great journaling on her layout, and love what she is using her layout for. I chose 1 journaling block and just wrote a brief description of the photo here. We recently had some snow in our little town. We got about 3 inches. Not a lot, but we haven't had snow in like 3 years. So it was kind of exciting. We took the dog out to play in it, and this is one of the photos that I took of Asher, and just playing around with the portrait settings on my camera and just practicing composition here. One of the things that I did differently in my composition of my photo is that Asher is she's positioned to the left of the camera lens. And so I've tucked some things underneath that photo so that it didn't compete with her face. And rather, the embellishments draw your eye in. And I love the counterpoint here. Nikki has used counterpoint, and so I talk a lot about line and how line on a page draws you from one point of the page to another. And Nikki has used an X pattern. So what I'm talking about is the florals on the background lead your eye from lower left to upper right. And then the embellishments and the photo lead your eye from lower right back to the top left. And I love that it's a counterpoint, it's a tension in this layout and in this page design. I love that. It's one of the reasons I chose this layout to Scraplift of hers, because it is worth mentioning that this is, usually we talk about the visual triangle, or I've talked about a Z pattern before, and they just represent points, and points being where those lines intersect. And these lines intersect right in the middle of the layout, which is where your photo is. And so it makes that photo genuinely the center point, but all these other beautiful things to take in on your way. And so I've added all of the embellishments now to the page. I used one of the tags. Actually, I used two of the tags in the Hygge collections. The craft paper one is one that Traci added as a full ephemera, and then the burr, it's called, and is a title piece in Hygge Seasons. And then the tag underneath that is also a tag from the collections. And then I left the craft paper has a twine, has a piece of twine coming from the top, and so I left that as a bit of texture, and then added a little bit of blue embroidery thread to the second tag. And then that made me feel like I wanted some more thread over here on the top left-hand side. And don't ask me what I'm doing. I did learn an interesting thing. If you run twine through your fingers, or embroidery thread through your fingers, it makes this fascinating little squiggle. So I played with that a little bit just on the side, and then calling this layout complete for today. I hope you'll pop over to the blog post and see all of the cool scrap lifts of Nikki. And of course, I will have links to the products down below. And I hope to see you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.